Hey guys, welcome to the Asset Editor After Dark. And I'm going to be showing you how to update assets, like buildings and stuff, for the After Dark expansion, adding lights and all that sexy stuff. So we're going to Tools, and we go into Asset Editor, and we're going to choose New. So we're going to be working on a building, so let's choose Building. And we want one of these unique buildings. And the one that we're going to work on today is one of the super tools. Now, if I go down here, hopefully I can spot it, which is not always the easiest thing. Here we go, the Marina Tower, which I'm using as like a gateway building in the Aquitania build. Right, so you can adjust the scale. So if you want these buildings bigger or smaller than the current model, then you can adjust the scale here. But we're just going to take it as it is. I think I'm pretty happy with how the building is at the moment. Right, just going to get rid of the map overlay that I was using. Okay, so here is the building, and as you can see, it just comes in the plain model with no props on it whatsoever. So we're going to have to play around with that a little. Now you can adjust the size of the base plate, if you like, that it stands on. And I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should extend this just a little bit, so that maybe we can have a little bit of decoration around the outside. So maybe we extend this to like 12 by, I'm thinking 12 by 17. Now maybe 12 by 16. So let's bring that back one. Just so that we can put something in along that back row. Okay, cool. So, how do we update this for After Dark? How do we add lights to this baby? Well, if we go to the day-night control down here, and we set it to nighttime, I'm going to set it to like probably the darkest part of the night, which is about there. It's always darkest just before the dawn. And now we should be able to see the lights quite effectively. So, if we go into to this icon, the Common tab, and the last tab here is Lights. And then we've got a whole bunch of different lights that we can add to the building. And there's quite an array of them. From, let's say, from like white floodlights, wall-mounted floodlights, and there's regular street lights and all kinds of things. So I'm going to go whiz back over here. There's these are the street lights here, and there's two basic ones. There's two basic street lamps that you can use. One's kind of a more modern one. One's kind of like slightly older. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do with this baby? Well, I think we're going to start off. This is the wall-mounted floodlight number 2, and if we just like take one of these, you can see the kind of level of illumination that it gives you, and you can place these like anywhere on the building, like anywhere you want them. Okay, but the problem with placing these is like where the light actually goes. See, like if you place it back here, you get it pointing in this direction. But if you actually place it like on the building itself, it kind of shines through to this surface over here. So you've kind of got to figure out like if you want to illuminate this, then you probably want to place something like on one of these pillars back here to get a good illumination. Whereas if you want to illuminate this inside surface here, you'd be wanting to put something like on the back of this, or maybe here to illuminate this and this. Okay, so there's some playing around to do, and you can pop lights inside there. Now the different lights do give you different effects. So this is a wall-mounted floodlight, and as you can see, this is a very, very small level of illumination. Like you can hardly see the damn thing. You can pop one on that top surface up there. Maybe over here. You can see it's a very small level of illumination. I find that for maximum illumination, this wall-mounted floodlight 2 is probably about the brightest. There is another wall-mounted, which is this is a white floor light, which is kind of worth showing you. But again, it's a very small level of illumination. Now, bear in mind, this is a very tall building. These would be much brighter on smaller buildings. If you were designing like residential houses and stuff, this is probably the kind of thing that you'd want to use. What else? What else have we got? We've got this white floodlight, which again, that's pretty bright, and that's not bad for using on buildings. You can see that's pretty bright and provides a good level of illumination. And you've also got different colours. So, for example, if you want that's a white. There's also a blue floodlight, which gives you a nice blue illumination, or red, for example, which you can create some very interesting effects with these. So if you want to do like a red, white and blue, you could absolutely do that. So if you want to do the Empire State Building and have the red, white and blue lighting that they have at the top of the building, you can definitely do that. Right, cool. Right, let's get on with this. That was the wall-mounted floodlight. That's the floor. Right, that's the lot. There is one more. That's the red wall-mounted. Right, we're going to be using this this white wall-mounted, I think. I don't know. We might use some of those. Yeah, actually, you know what? I might change my mind and use this white floodlight. So, how are we going to illuminate this building? So, I think I'm going to probably start at the top and kind of work my way down the building. So, these big surfaces, we want some good illumination on those. So, and I'm just kind of figure out what's going to give me the best level of illumination. So, I'm going to pop one on there. We'll have one on the top here, I think. And we'll have one on the top there. Okay, that starts to give us something. Now, we want this this front face of the building illuminated as well. And what I'm thinking of is maybe to have one, I don't know, maybe one there and one at that junction there. All right, all right. Now, what are we going to do with these gaps? Well, I think we definitely want those lit. So let's pop lights on all of those. So one there, one there. Now, if you're a pro modder and you're into the whole 3D modeling thing, then you wouldn't do it using these using props. You'd do this using what's called an illumination map, which is just like a grayscale map, which you can add into the 3D model, and it would just like add lighting to this. But I'm not into 3D modeling, so I'm going to do it the easy way and show you how you can do it as well. Now, how are we going to light up like the bottom of the building? I'm thinking we want something. We want to get as much of this lit as possible. So I'm thinking maybe something down here, and then probably something in maybe in a similar place over here. And then we want this lit as well, so it's something in the middle of there, like that. Now we're going to want like the bottom part of the building, which currently isn't lit. So, and we want this as bright as we can get it, so I think probably there. Okay, our building is starting to get there. But I'd like, I think, more illumination on this face over here. So I'm thinking to maybe add a light somewhere around there. Let's zoom in a little bit. And maybe on top of this pillar here. Like that. And then that's going to shine onto this face here. So let's have a look at how that works. So here's the daytime view. Then it goes into nighttime, and that's like pretty nicely lit up now. Liking that. Well, as well as adding lights, I'm also going to be adding props to these to kind of decorate them. And with the Aquitania build, I'm kind of trying to get a tree theme with. Let me show you with these hibiscus trees. But obviously, I mean, you can use you can pick up lots and lots of different props on the Steam Workshop and use whatever the hell you like, and there's all kinds of stuff in here, like all colours of trees and all kinds of bits and bobs that you can add to them. Like if you wanted to turn this into a commercial building, there's all kinds of billboards that you can add, all kinds of industrial bits and pieces that you can put around the buildings, and also if you go to residential, all kinds of bits and pieces, swimming pools and bird baths and parasols and all kinds of stuff that you can put around to decorate them. But what are we going to use? What are we going to use? I think we're going to start off, like, do we want a path kind of around the outside to kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to have, I think we're probably going to have a path around the outside. And you know what? This is best done in daylight so you can actually see. Helps a huge amount. So yeah, I think we're going to have a path around the outside. So let's bring that up there and across there. And now, what are we going to do in terms of the gardens, and what are we going to do in terms of the entranceway? Well, one thing that you definitely should put in is a marker to show the game where people should enter the building. Now, obviously, we want to enter right about here. So if we take this, the door marker, and put it, let's zoom in a little bit so you can see this a bit better. We're going to put a door marker in. You can see how big this building is. This is a huge building. We're going to put a door marker in just about there, right? And that will tell. And now, bear in mind, this door marker is like about the height of a person. That's going to show the game that that's where people should enter the building, so that like your people will walk up to here and then disappear. Cool, excellent. You can also mark where you want people to congregate. Now, this is a building that's going to attract visitors and tourists. So, where are they going to hang out? And there are two different markers. There's a hang-around marker, and then there's a big hang-around marker to tell people like this is where you should be hanging out. And I think we're going to put something in here to kind of get people congregating. So let's start decorating. Let's get some trees in here. Now I'm thinking that we probably want to dress up the front of this building with maybe a path. Now let's take the snap off so that we can get a path up to the front of the building like that. Cool, excellent. And then we want some trees and stuff. Now I'm thinking that we probably want maybe some of these big palms at the entrance would be kind of nice. Now these come in all kinds of like different sizes, and I want two pretty much the same size. So I'm going to plop a couple of these in. Now that's better. That's much bigger. So I think we're probably going to go with that. Oh, that's even bigger still. Oh, that's the size we want. Let's just put that down. That's the size that we want. Let's now get rid of these two. And what I'm going to do, yeah, that's probably big enough. I like the fact that that kind of leans as well. So we'll put one of those there. Oh, okay, that's the one I want. That's freaking huge. Awesome. Right, let's pop you in there. We're definitely keeping you. And you know what? I'm going to get a bigger one than that to go in. Now, you see, when you get little ones, you can just kind of like plop them somewhere else until you get like a really... Now, that's the same size as that one. But I think maybe we'll go for, like, we'll wait out to get a really big one. Yeah, that's what we want. Boom. Okay. Right, we'll get rid of these other ones. I don't think we'll be using any more of those. Okay, cool. What else are we going to use? What else are we going to use? Well, I'm thinking we're going to be using these hibiscus trees, which are kind of beautiful. And I'm thinking that maybe we have kind of an array of them around this. So something like this. Yeah, I like that. These two look a bit small, stuck at the back like that. So I think we're going to get rid of those two. And we'll get a couple of bigger ones in there. So just plop them down until you get the bigger models that you want. Now, there we go. That's more like it. Let's put you over there. And let's see if we can't get one of the really big ones. Yeah, that's... Oh, come on, give me one of the really big ones. Oh, that'll do, I think. Boom, that'll do. Right. Get rid of these. Yeah, I like that. Now, there are some other nice trees that we can use to decorate. Everything from these, like these things are really, really nice. But they're a little bit small, I think, for what we want. But they're really beautiful. This is another one. This is another type of palm, which you can kind of maybe use alongside these tall ones. But there's also this bamboo is awesome. I really like this bamboo. But I think we're going to go with something slightly different. Let's find the papeln trees. These things are awesome for like lining the sides of roads and stuff. And I did think about having a row of these around the back of the building, but because of the shadows on this building, I don't think they're going to stand out particularly well. But I was like wondering, like if we maybe lined along here with these papeln trees. I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds about it right now, looking at it. But let's pop some in and we'll see how it looks. Now, we are limited to 64 props that we can use. So there are limits to how much stuff we can put in here. And I'm not sure that I like the papeln trees with these robusta palms. But I don't know, let's put them in and then we'll kind of see if we like it or not. I do like the fact that it creates kind of an enclosed area here. So maybe what we do is if we go to this is park assets, and in here you'll find things like benches and stuff. What the hell is that? That's a pallet. Don't want that. What do we want? We want park equipment. That's oh, this is a rounded path. We're not going to be using one of those, I don't think. And there's all kinds of stuff like like airplanes that you can put in there. I don't think we'll be adding one of those. There are things like hedges that you can put in, which can kind of make for some really nice areas. And I think actually I think we might use some of these hedges. Now that's the 1x4. There's also oh this is a civilian helicopter. Oh, have we got room for a helicopter on the top? We could put a helicopter on top. Oh, I'm so tempted. I mean, who doesn't like a good helicopter? These roofs are a little bit small for helicopters, but I don't know. Shall we? Should we go crazy and put a helicopter on the roof? We've got that light there. Yeah. Oh, go on. Let's have a helicopter on the roof. Why the hell not? Why the hell wouldn't we? Okay, cool. Right, so we've got this 1x4 hedge. Were there some other hedges? Oh, this is an ivy hedge, which is does it say how long it is? It doesn't. I think we're probably going to go with this. And what I'm thinking to do is to create like an area that people can hang out in. So maybe something like that, and then the same on the other side, and then rotate it 90 degrees. And my God, that was a good guess. And then I'm going to leave some gaps at the end so that people can kind of walk through. And let's have one at that end, same kind of thing. Cool. What else? There's all kinds of stuff. There's fences and all kinds of things you can put in here. But what we want are, I think, something like a pavilion in the centre, I'm thinking. And then some benches. And there's a couple of types of benches. There's a bench, and these are high-level benches. These are very posh, but they're pretty darn small. Now, we're up to 45 props. We've only got 65. So we're going to have to kind of be a little bit careful about how much stuff we put in. But I'm thinking that maybe we just put a few of these benches kind of around the edges. So let's have one at this end and rotate it 180 degrees. And one at the other end. Boom. All right. Now, I'm not going to put two on this side, I don't think. I think I'm going to leave that as it is. And then we're going to go back to our markers. And we're going to put in two hang-around. Now, I could put in like a big... Well, I mean, I could put in like two big hang-around markers. I'm kind of tempted, actually. Actually, yeah, I was going to put in two of the small ones. I think I'm going to put in a large hang-around marker there, and I'm going to put in a small hang-around marker on the other side. Right. Now, what other bits and pieces could we put in to entertain the people who are going to be like hanging around? There's, we could put in like a table set, like over here for people to hang around. That would be kind of maybe interesting. What else? What else have we got? What else could we throw in? There's like a beer garden bench that we could put in maybe for these guys. You know, I'm kind of tempted to use that rather than that one. So you know what? Let's get rid of that, and I think we're going to go with this one. Yeah. I need to put my hang-around marker back in because I just managed to get rid of it. Let's put that in. And then we'll go back to our beer garden bench. And if we put... Let's try and just straighten that up just a touch. I'm thinking maybe we put that there and we put one of these on the other side over there. Right, let's have a little look. How are we looking? Oh, that's... I gotta say, that's quite pretty. That's quite pretty. That's not too bad. I think we're going to have a little bit of decoration around the outside. How many props have I used? We're up to 53. We've got 11 left. I'm thinking to maybe just put... now, that's a big cherry blossom tree. Those are nice. I do like those. But I think we're going to go with one of my favourites. These little Japanese cherry blossoms. And they're just kind of nice for decorating... like around past. Okay, that's a slightly bigger one. I'll put the slightly bigger one round here, I think, and a little one to go in there. That'll do. And let's put one there. How many? I've got 3 left. Now, do I want to put anything up at the front? I kind of do. I'm just going to get rid of that one because I want a larger one. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So we'll put that in there. Then we get rid of that one. Now, I just like something that we can put in next to here. Now, I could use these and put a couple of these to line that path, but I've kind of done that before in another building, and I want to try and be original where I possibly can. What are we going to use? We could use these little jacarandas, these baby jacarandas. They're quite nice. How many props we've got left? We've only got 2 left, so this is kind of as much as we can put in. Yeah. I don't know. If I'm going to put them in, then I'm going to put them, I think, quite close to the building at that end, just to kind of provide a little bit of colour at the entrance. You know, I might try and get a slightly bigger one to balance them. Get rid of that. Let's try that again. Ah, it's a bigger one. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. All right, cool. So how do we look? I gotta say, I think this is quite a nice little garden area for people to hang around. Let's have a look at what it's looking like at night now, with all of that stuff added. Oh, lights up like a Christmas tree. Looks good. I am just wondering, we could add some more illumination to this. Now, I put in this path around the outside using this surface tool. If you use paths rather than the surface tool, then it adds in extra lights, and I can show you, like down here, you can see it's added an extra light here. So depending on whether you want more lights or less lights, you either use these or you can use the paths, which are, where are the paths? I've lost the paths. Here we go. Here's the paths. So like if we added a path along here, like this, you know, looks exactly the same, but you get these extra lights, and they don't count as extra props. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe we put paths around the outside, like this, to just add a few more lights to it. Because let's face it, can you have too many lights? I don't think that's possible, is it? Now, the street lights aren't like that staggeringly bright, but they do add a little bit of illumination. Now, I think I just got rid of one of the floodlights that I put in. And if we go back to here, no, it's still there. It's still there. You know, I got to say, guys, I am reasonably pleased with how that little baby has turned out. That's a nice, formal little park. Right, shall we see how it looks in the game? I think we should. Okay, well, there are a couple of things that you need to do to kind of finish it off. If you go over to the asset editor settings, right, you can take pictures using the snapshot tool. You can also take a shot with the thumb shot tool, and also the info shot tool. And these are used for different things when it's displaying the game. If you upload to the Steam Workshop, then it'll use the snapshot tool to show an image of your building. The thumbnail is used in game, and also the InfoShot tool are used in game. So I'm going to be creating versions of these and using them to kind of dress this up. So what I want is to get as good a shot of this as I can, and I'm thinking probably this angle. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. I'm just looking at that helicopter on the top and thinking, is that a good idea to have that there? Like, I'm wondering, like, should I put it like behind the lights, or the lights kind of shining onto the helicopter? You know, I'm going to move the helicopter, guys. Gonna move the, this is probably going to get rid of, oh no, I did it without getting rid of the light. Well done. Now all I've got to do is find the bloomin' helicopter again. Where was the helicopter? No, it's back here, I think. I think it was one of the unmarked ones, wasn't it? Wasn't it this one? Yeah, there we go, civilian helicopter. So, I think we want to... Well, we could put it on that side with the kind of the tail hanging over the edge. Let's go in a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere like that. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now you can play around with the different properties of it, so you can set like how many tourists it can hold and how much electricity it uses, and like all of this sort of stuff. Whether it flattens the terrain when you place it, for example. But I think we're going to leave this one pretty much as it is. I am going to increase the attractiveness accumulation and the entertainment accumulation. I'm going to bump those up to, I think, 300 each. Oops, not 3,000. Yeah, 300. Try again, 300. And I think we'll bump the entertainment radius up to 400. And the monument level we'll set at 5. Alright, cool. The noise accumulation will leave. The noise radius, I think, will also leave as it is. I'm not too worried about those. Okay, let's go back to our settings. Try and get a fairly nice picture of this. And probably something like that. Now, we can play around with the day-night settings to get what we want. And I'm thinking that probably gives us the best. Yeah. Let's try and get centered. That's the only problem. The trying to get the building actually centered so you can take a picture of it can be a little bit problematic. Let's try. Okay, I think that's probably about as good as we're going to do. It's very, very difficult to get like exactly where you want to be. We can adjust it a little bit like that, but okay, that'll do. Right, so we'll take a snapshot with that, and then we'll switch to the tooltip, and we'll take a snapshot for that, and we'll take an info shot. Boom. Alrighty. Now, when we save the game, this is really worth telling you about because I didn't know about this until recently. When you save the asset, you'll see we've got the snapshot, we've got our tooltip images that we can select, and we've got our thumbnail icon that we can select. But if you want to change these pictures, well, how do you find them? Like, how do you get to them so that you can like put your own like name on and stuff like that? Well, if you click on these little folder icons, it'll open up a folder, here we go, with those images in there. And you can go in and you can actually change those. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go away and I'll update these icons so that I can actually upload this to the Steam Workshop. But that's it, guys. That's how you update one of these assets for After Dark. And I guess I should show you what this looks like in-game. So here we go. Okay, so here we are in Aquitania. So let's pop in a couple of these new assets and see what they look like. So here is the new asset, and we've got a couple of spots here where it'll just go in kind of perfectly. We'll have one on that side and one on that side. Okay, let's let this run, and we'll actually speed things up a little bit, and we'll see if people start using our beautiful new parks. Now, you'll remember that we... it's difficult to get close to them sometimes. You'll remember we put in hangout markers around these benches. So hopefully people will start to use those and start hanging out in our parks. Doesn't look like there's anybody hanging out in that one at the moment. And they are now lighting up. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, yes, I like it. Oh, love all the lights in here. That works really nicely. And we've got all the main surfaces illuminated. Oh, that does look pretty darn good. I do like that. I would still love to see one or two people hanging out in the parks. Let's move this to daytime and see if we can't get at least one or two people hanging out in our beautiful parks. And yes, look, we've got people starting to hang out in the park. Should we go and take a bit of a look? I think we should go and have a little bit of a look in the park. Should we go and hang out with them? Be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Let's go in here. Yeah, we can see people standing. Well, okay, one person was standing around. Oh, look. Oh, we've got somebody sitting on the bench. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Loving it. Let's go over the other side of here. Oh, yeah, we've got people hanging out there as well. So, yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you set up an asset for after. Oh, I forgot to have a look at the helicopter. Forgot to have a look at the helicopter. How could I not have a look at the helicopter? Look, we've got 2 helicopters up there. Looking pretty darned awesome. You know what? Let's have a little look at nighttime again. Let's get it coming into the evening. And we'll watch... oh, and they light up beautifully. And they go this lovely kind of golden colour when at the sunset. And then they go back to this beautiful kind of steel grey. All right, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this, drop me a comment. Like, would you like me to would you like to see more videos of me updating assets like this? If you would, drop me a comment, and then I'll see you for the next one. Peace out.